Shalom. This is Truth is Everlasting, Lion's Den. I am Yahweh Sap. I camp out with Lion Den, Hawan, Ben Joshua in Jacksonville, Florida. But first I have to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, and to the Akim, and to the women and children. Kal Halayim La, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Bahashem Ha Rokak Rodash Mahamath, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit and holy and truth. Double honors to the 144,000 chosen elect. Double honors to the elders of GNS. Double honors to my elder Hawan. Salutation to the Archons who are on the four corners of the earth, and to the women and children's Shalom. Okay. Well, couldn't do a lesson last night, slacking for that. Things got a little bit complicated, and time went so fast. I'm doing part 2 of the lesson is called The New Heavens and the New Earth, right? Because our people, for some reason, keep insisting that they can make America great again, or that this world system is going to keep on living, right, the way it's going, okay? It is so destructive. I'm going to play a little bit. It says the hidden truth, how housing policy traps Black American in poverty. It's interesting that they use the word again, black, because they're talking about really the so-called Negros Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds. Okay? But they like to use that word so much, right? Well, anyway, let me play a little bit of it, and then I'm going to start with the, where did I finish with part 1? It was Revelation 21:23. I'll start there when I do the lesson, okay? And go from there. Here we go.
The Department of Housing and Urban Development and the federal government writ large in the first 7 decades of the 20th century invested billions of dollars in racial segregation and concentrated poverty. Each time this country created a peculiar institution that subordinated Black people, slavery, Jim Crow, it created and dismantled it. They replaced it with another one. And the iconic Black ghetto, I don't use that as a pejorative, I use it as a descriptor, was a follow-on institution to slavery and Jim Crow. That's the legacy that every new administration inherits, and the Biden administration has as well.
In my campaign for president, I made it very clear that the moment had arrived as a nation where we face deep racial inequities in America and systemic racism that has plagued our nation for far, far too long. I said that over the course of the past year that the blinders have been taken off the nation, the American people. What many Americans didn't see or had simply refused to see couldn't be ignored any longer.
It's been proven, sadly, that the modern phenomenon of concentrated Black poverty was an intentional government-sponsored institution. This is in part why President Joe Biden issued an executive order in January 2021 intended to right the historical wrongs the preponderant Black communities have been facing when it comes to housing and home ownership in the United States.
Today, I'm directing the Department of Housing and Urban Affairs and Urban Development to redress historical racism in federal housing policies.
In the 1960s, many believed that the civil rights movement's successes would foster a new era of racial equality in America. 4 decades later, the degree of racial inequality has barely changed. To understand what went wrong, we have to understand what has happened to African American communities over the last several decades. In his book, Stuck in Place, Patrick Sharkey, professor and chair of the Department of Sociology at New York University, who also happens to be scientific director at Crime Lab New York, describes how political decisions and social policies have led to severe disinvestment from Black neighborhoods, persistent segregation, declining economic opportunities, and a growing link between African American communities and the criminal justice system. As a result, neighborhood inequality that existed in the 1970s has been passed down to the current generation of African Americans. Some of the most persistent forms of racial inequality, such as gaps in income and test scores, can only be explained by considering the neighborhoods in which black and white families have lived over multiple generations.
If you have a business or a business idea, here are 3 of the 5 best business credit cards to apply.
Black and white families have lived over multiple generations. This multi-generational nature of neighborhood inequality also means that a new kind of urban policy is necessary for our nation's cities. Such urban policies, Sharkey argues, that have the potential to create transformative and sustained changes in urban communities.
Can you say smart city?
And the families that live within them. In this video today, we are taking a solemn dive at the structural racism and segregation long going on in America, exposing the concentrated poverty unduly nagging at the black communities therein. This sad state is said to have been a deliberate governmental design which can be well spotted while looking at the history of housing in the United States. Before we continue, do support our works by hitting that like button in front of you. Share with families and friends to keep spreading our eye-opening black narrative, and kindly subscribe to stay on for more, while you also help in building the rising membership of this channel. We appreciate your support. Now let us get back in. Because of racial segregation, a significant share of black America has been condemned to experience a social environment where poverty and joblessness are the norm, where a majority of children are born out of wedlock, where most families are on welfare, where educational failure prevails, and where social and physical deterioration abound. Through prolonged exposure to such an environment, black chances for social and economic success are drastically reduced. Such are the words of Douglas Massey and Nancy Denton in American Apartheid. Over the past 3 years, President Biden and Vice President Harris, having acknowledged the nagging upsets in the black communities for as long as anyone can remember, is said to have leveraged the full force of the federal government to advance racial justice and equity and ensure the promise of America for all communities, including black Americans across the country.
COVID-19 has further ripped a path of destruction through every community in America, but no one has been spared. But the devastation in communities of color has been nothing short of stunning. Just look at the numbers. 40% of frontline workers, nurses, first responders, grocery store workers, are Americans of color, and many are still living on the edge. 1 in 10 black Americans is out of work today. 1 in 11 Latino Americans is out of work today. 1 in 7 households in America, about 1 in 4 black, 1 in 5 Latino households in America, report that they don't have enough food to eat.
Okay, let's just stop there because, it gets too ridiculous that they're just going to keep repeating the same thing over and over every year. It doesn't matter who is president, okay? The solution to this problem is that we need Yahweh Shai to bring the new heavens on earth and remove this wicked kingdom because it's corrupted, okay? So they can give, or he can give all the lip service he wants. It ain't going to change anything. He's just going to polish it, make it look nice, and keep entrapping our people, the so-called Negros Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds. I want to go to Revelation chapter 21, verse 23. In the new heavens and the new earth. It says here, and the cities have no need. Here we go. Wait, I got to hit the slack here. Of the sun, neither of the moon, to shine in it. For the glory of Yahweh did lighten it. And the lamp, Yahweh Shai, is the light thereof. Okay? So when our King of Kings, Lord of Lords comes back, he's going to be the shining light of truth, the shining light of authority, and the shining light of wealth, land, health, and everything else that they have stolen from us. Okay? They just are getting more desperate because their end is getting near. The Edomites know that the end for them is getting near, and that our people, Slakia, have woken up, right? And they want you to go back to sleep. I want to go to John chapter 8. Give me a minute, I'll turn my pages here. I could have made a lesson about the snake, but I said, no, let me spirit movie to bring about the new kingdom, Jerusalem, that's coming from heaven. You know, pick up our spirit up than these hearing these Edomites talk about how they can make it better, or that it's time. Which one I said? Chapter 8, verse 12. Here we go. Then speak Yahushua again unto them, say, I am the light of the world. He that follows me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have light of life. Yeah. And that's what these Edomites want our people, to keep listening to them and to stay in darkness, right? And that would be unwise. Now, don't get me wrong, 2/3 of our people are still going to follow them because they are stiff-necked, right? They love this wicked world too much. It's the way it is, right? I want to go to John chapter 1, verse 4. See if I can get there. Verse 4. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. Yeah. Yahushua is the only one that keeps his promise. The Father Yahweh and Yahushua. Okay? They made it loud and clear that when Yahushua comes back, he's going to put everything back in order. Okay? Because the Edomites have made a mess of everything. Right? Now Sleepy Joe is talking about housing policies, right? But look what they have done to the water, to the food, to the land, to the money, to the clothes, right? And to our people. I want to go to John chapter 9, verse 5. What we need is a new kingdom. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. And how is Yahushua in the world? Through his prophets, the so-called Negros Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds, those who have been called to do the work in the name of Yahweh and Yahushua, to go in the house and bow and even sacrifice, right? And wake up our people, okay? To those who are called to be woken up, okay? Because when Yahushua comes back, he's only coming back for 144,000 chosen elect and 1/3. 2/3 are not going to wake up, okay? 2/3 are going to be left behind and are going to have the second judgment that the Bible talks about. But they will come back to the new kingdom as babies after their judgment and punishment has been already done. Isaiah chapter 9. Give me a minute. I got to go to Isaiah. Looking for Isaiah chapter 9, verse 2. The people that walk in darkness have seen great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadows of death. Yeah. If you don't know who you really are, that you so-called Negros Latinos, Native American speckled birds are the true Hebrew Israelites, you are walking dead. Okay? And that's what these Edomites want you to keep believing, that you are African, that you're black, right? When you're not, with different shades of color. Okay? Edomites are not white. That'll be impossible. Okay? They want you to believe you're Puerto Rican, Cuban, Colombian, Haitian, Jamaican, right? Arubian. I can go on, man. It's a big list. I want to go to Revelation chapter 22. Give me a minute. Revelation 22, verse 4. I gotta hit this again. It gets dark on me. And they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their forehead. Yeah, those who have been called, they will not surrender the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for no Edomite, okay? Or any wickedness, is, to be honest with you, all right? Because we're not interested in the things of this world, because we know this world is coming to an end. Why you think the Edomites that are the high wealthy ones have bunkers underground? Because they know that this world system is coming to an end. Okay? Going back to Revelation 21, verse 3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. That's right. The so-called Negros Latinos, Native American speckled birds, not the whole world, and not Sleepy Joe. Okay, his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them and be their God. Yeah, through the Son of Yahweh Shai. You see? This is what they don't want you to remember. This is what they don't want you to look into. This is what they don't want you to wake up, you so-called Negros Latinos, American speckled birds, right? The Edomites want to keep telling you lip service, promises, promises, promises. But yet, remember, they are snakes and they speak like a snake, right? With buttery lips, right? Verse 4, and Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Yeah. This former world system, this kingdom, is going to pass away. Okay? So they can keep talking that they're looking into the future. That's because they've been drinking the Kool-Aid since the day they were babies. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Give me a minute while I go there. 15. Verse 26. Give me a minute. Then the last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Yeah. Because that's what these Edomites, that's all they promote. Right? That's all they promote. If you don't do what they say, well, then they threaten your life. Right? And all they do is go around the world raping, murdering, and plundering. Right? Same thing that, what's his name in the past? Cain. Right? When he murdered his brother Abel. Right? Cain became a vagabond, a fugitive. Went around the world doing the same thing. Same spirit. Let me jump to verse 50. Give me a minute. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. No, not in this body. Right? Neither do corruption inherit incorruption. Verse 51, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. Woo! Yeah. Only to the so-called Negros Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds. We will all be changed to the new spiritual superpower body. Okay? It's not for the whole world. Why you think The Edomites want to keep us in slavery so bad, because without us, they are nothing. Everything that they have belongs to Yahweh Shai, that he's going to give to us as well. Verse 52, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Yeah. Our people will have a new body, okay, that will never get sick, that will never die, and never get old. Okay? And we be with Yahweh Shai on earth, okay, rooting the whole entire planet in righteousness, in perfection. Not like it is right now, all corruptible. Verse 53, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. Verse 54, so when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, gotta hit that, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. Yeah. Because then the Edomites cannot do nothing to us no more. Right? Why you think they have tampered with everything on earth and made it all toxic? To keep us weak. Right? They don't want the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the Holy Spirit, in us. So they got to stop it. They got to put more pain, more sickness to us. Right? Because they want all of us to bow down and serve them. Right? Remember, they want to use us to enchip us so we can fight Yahweh Shah when he comes back with the host of angels while they go in high. Yeah, they're going to have some of their own people fighting as well. But they want us to do, their dirty work. Verse 55, O death. Oops, didn't hit that. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? Let me go to verse 56. The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. Right? But we have Yahweh Shai, okay, who came for his people, the so-called Negros Latinos, Americans, and speckled birds. We cannot do all 613 laws in this wicked kingdom. We can only do only some of them to the best of our ability. Okay? I want to go to 2 Timothy, chapter... Give me a minute. 2 Timothy, chapter 1. If I can find it quick enough. Chapter 1, verse 10. Still looking. But is now made manifested by the appearing of our Savior Yahweh Shai, who has abolished death and has brought life and immortality to light through the gospel. Yeah. Through his people who have been called to go in the highways and byways, okay, and preach the good news, and to do these edifying lessons, around the world, feeding our people, and reading the judgment of this wicked kingdom. So we're the ones that are sent out first, okay? Then once it is fulfilled, and the Edomites make their last move, right? Which that's what we're waiting for, and they know it, which is to bring in the MOTB, right? They first have to lock everyone down with the digital currency system, right? And if you don't comply and consenting to accept it. You cannot buy and sell, right? And then, of course, you cannot forget that they're going to be bringing in this disease X, right? Many pandemics. Oh, man, the only way we can help you and save you if you take this, right? Nah, they can keep it. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 9. Looking for Ephesians, verse 1. Chapter 1, Slacker, verse 9. Having made known unto us the mystery of his will, according to his good pleasure, which he has purposed in himself. Yeah. Purpose proposed to himself. Okay? So it's all been planned from the beginning of time, right? Yahweh the Father and Yahweh Shai, how they're going to move their chessboard and how the game is going to be played, and how they, Yahweh the Father and Yahweh Shai the Son, are controlling everything. You see? They even control the Edomites. Just like the Father and the Son control Satan. He cannot do whatever he wants. That's another big fat lie. Okay? That was Ephesians. I'm going to go to Romans chapter 16. Give me a minute. Chapter 16, verse 25. Now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel, right? Sleepy Joe has his gospel, and the preaching of Yahweh Shai according to the revelations of the mystery, which was kept secret since the world began. That's right. Sleepy Joe did not see that coming. Okay? None of the Edomites cannot foresee how Yahweh Bashin Yahushua is going to wake up his people, the so-called Negros Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds. They spend so many money, right? What, in the trillion? Huh? To indoctrinate us, right? To beat us to death to the point that they have caused what they call that trauma. And with all those scars, with all that indoctrination, still the power of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai woken up, calling his people, using the Holy Spirit. That is powerful and beautiful at the same time. Okay? I'm going to leave it with 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 15. I gotta turn my pages here. Give me a minute. See if I can do that. Yeah, but no, people should be trusting the Edomites to begin with. This is not our kingdom, We should be really calling in the name of Yahweh Shai to come back and remove this wicked kingdom. Okay, 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 15 says, and this is the last one, for this we say unto you, by the word of Yahweh Shai, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of Yahweh Shai shall not prevent them which are asleep. Right? We're not going to get in the way of those that are asleep or are ignorant or passed away, okay, to not wake up, right? No, that's the power of Yahweh Shin Yahushua is going to take care of that. All we do is the work in the name of Yahweh Shin Yahushua, so he can come back and wake up those who are walking but yet dead, and those who are asleep in the ground wake up and come back to the true kingdom, right? And to the true perfected spiritual powerful body. I hope that this was edifying. And with that, I'll say, Shalom.